Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I got this nun costume last week to do a different tutorial on it, but I changed my mind and decided to incorporate into this tutorial instead. I also want to mention that I have some leftover lash extension pieces on my lashes, so please ignore that as well. I'm going to start off by using a full coverage cream foundation to add some skin tone base. Then I'm also going to rub it on my eyebrows to give it a faded look instead of covering it completely. Next, I'm going to pour some liquid latex in a small bowl and spread it on my cheek using a Q-tip. It works better with a latex-free sponge if you want to create a smoother edge, but I want to do a messy peeled look and Q-tip works really well for that. Once I've applied the first layer, I'm going to tear out pieces of toilet paper and set it on the latex. Then I'm going to apply a second layer of latex on top and wait for it to dry completely before I repeat the step one more time. While I wait for the latex to be completely dry, I'm going to work on some base colors. I'm using the bluish gray shade in the Zombie Wheel Paint by Kryolan to give it a lifeless color to the look. Then, using a orange eyeshadow, I'm going to create a base for the hollowed eye sockets. Then using the greenish shade in my bruised wheel paint, also from Kryolan, I'm going to apply that in patches to my face. Once the latex is dry, I'm going to apply a light layer of the same paint we were using earlier just to see if it'll take some pigment. Once that's done, I'm going to lift off the middle using my fingers to create the effect of torn off skin. You can be creative and do whatever shape you like, just be sure to leave it messy looking instead of a clean cut since we need to make it look like it was torn. Once that's done, I'm going to use a pastel purple eyeshadow and blend that out in patches again all over the face. There's really no right way to do this. It's pretty much random as you can see, so feel free to just be messy and add on other shades as you like. After that, I'm going to grab a pencil brush and apply a red eyeshadow as a second base color. This time I'm going to be a bit more selective and apply it more precisely to the corner of my lips and my eye sockets. After that, I'm going to use a thin brush and the brown paint from the same color wheel, and I'm going to start drawing the first layer of rotten blood vessels. Since this paint is more greasy and it's the first layer of blood vessels, I'm going to pat and blend it lightly into my skin. As you can see, we're working with a lot of layers with this tutorial, and it's to give it that rotted look that's been there over time. Then I'm going to use the Illustrator FX palette from PPI and spray the alcohol activator to start drawing the blue blood vessels. Here I'm using a much thinner brush and putting gentle amount of pressure to make sure I'm not depositing too much color. Once I'm satisfied with the blue, I'm going to move on to the deep red and draw more precise and intense lines around the torn skin. Next, I'm going to dab and blend out the greenish shade again on top of the blood vessels to diffuse the look slightly. That'll help add some more colors as well as really give it that intense rotted look. Then from the same bruised wheel, I'm using the red paint to apply it on the torn skin. It doesn't have to be perfect right now because I'm going to end up shading it in later as well as apply the blood scabs on top of it later. Then after that, using any black eyeshadow, I'm going to intensify and shade in the areas to give it a more realistic look. Then using the same black eyeshadow and the same brush, I'm going to shade in my final layer of blood vessels. Feel free to be really messy and smudge it out and apply the black on areas where you feel like. Then I'm going to apply my fresh scratch from Kryolan on the torn skin. There's really no technique involved when applying this, but a thicker amount will create that scabby look and a thin layer will give it a more scratched look. I personally like to apply a thick layer as a focus point, and I like to add small scratch marks around it to make it look like it's spreaded. Once that's done, you're pretty much finished with the look. You can wear your contacts if you'd like to add extra creepiness to complete the look. This is optional, but I decided to paint my hands just for the sake of the intro. But I had so much fun filming this look. I totally FaceTime Phil right after to scare the crap out of him. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment, and let me know what you guys would like to see next. I love you all, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!